Hello. It's lunchtime in Gibraltar, which can mean only one thing. It's time for breakfast with Ignite. So, Chris, what's on the menu today?
Oh well, no ham and cheese omelets today. Just unfortunately coffee. But we have some very good questions to talk about over our coffee. So a lot of people have been talking about the exchanges and when is Ignite going to be on exchanges? It's a very popular question in all of our chats. So as most of our community knows, we're on IDEX. We removed ourselves from Bancor, so IDEX is, I think, the only place right now that you can.
Strictly speaking, yes. Yeah, exactly. Officially supported anyway. Yeah.
So the volume's a little light on IDEX. Just in general, IDEX is a low volume exchange. It's not a very high volume player. So of course we want to be on some higher volume exchanges, and they are all super busy. It seems. Every time we reach out to them, it's constantly we're busy or pay us this
extortionate amount of money,
extortionate fee to get listed. What was the latest one today? 30 BTC plus 25 BTC after 6 months to remain on this way.
Yeah.
So that was a high volume exchange, and you know what? I'm sorry, guys, it's just not going to happen. We're not going to pay that. But what we can do, and what we really would like to encourage everyone to do, is to go on Gate.io, which is a fairly decent mid-volume exchange.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Which will get us going, and send them an email or comment to get Ignite listed. It seems that they work on how much requests.
There's actually a listing form on the website, so we can obviously in the Telegram chat. In fact, we've provided you guys with some of the information needed. We can't obviously everyone have copy and paste answers. Submitting exactly the same form, because that won't have the impact we need it to have. This was suggested by, I can't remember who it was now, but a member of our community, that Gate.io was a good exchange for us to list on. Interestingly enough, it's one we had actually already applied to list on. So it's nice to actually see that the community supporting that action. And actually then, again, as you said, they're really good. One of the things I really like about Gate is that they do actually have this whole community vibe going on as well. And they do listen to their community in terms of what tokens they should be listing, etc. So if they receive enough requests, who knows? I
mean, the thing is, if 5 people request a token, they're not going to really listen to it. But if we would do the same thing. If our inbox getting pinged all day long with, hey, put Ignite on the platform. Why isn't Ignite on the platform? We might take notice. We might move a little quicker than we would. As they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So we have to be the squeaky wheel with that exchange and get listed on there. There is another one that we are going to mention as well, not in this particular video, but we'll make an announcement about another exchange which we need the community's help with to get us listed on. These are the things that will help the exchange, the price of Ignite X on exchanges to increase. We need a higher volume exchange, which we will make another short video about later today, possibly. Okay, so I think it's been a very exciting month since we've closed the ICO, and we've had pretty much a total crypto dump, and now it seems like we're getting a bit of a pump. So what's been going on? What have you heard?
Well, all sorts of interesting theories. So we're sitting here now almost 24 hours to the minute, actually, after the new dump started yesterday, which must be, I don't know, it's off the screen, it's down here somewhere. Which was interesting because we have a lot of screens in the office here. You can't see them, they're behind the camera, but we're monitoring constantly a lot of different core crypto assets. We're looking for the trends, etc. And almost instantaneously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, the pump started across all three at the same time. And yeah, there's been a couple of articles, a couple of blogs that I've been reading overnight. People saying, "Oh, it's because the Muslim Council declared Bitcoin halal, and that's what caused the Bitcoin pump." And somebody else is saying, "Oh, the Ethereum pump is caused by this." I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting that all the major cryptocurrencies pump at exactly the same time in pretty similar volumes. I don't know. I'm a cynic and I'm a conspiracy theorist.
So you think there's a secret hand at work? Yeah.
As there is in any market.
Yeah. I mean, the markets are.
You're the lifelong trader.
Yeah.
How's it work?
Well, in the traditional world, markets are made. Yeah. They're not manipulated. There's a big difference. So making a market is actually providing stability. So that's a healthy buying and selling of a particular asset. In crypto, it's not really healthy. It's kind of like an unhealthy selling and an unhealthy amount of buying, which can go work for you, can work against you. So it does seem to be.
But surely there are people out there who know how to instigate those kind of runs.
I think it does. It's more coordinated than most people like to believe, because there's no, there would be no, of course, like if let's say Microsoft is going up, it might drag some other stocks in the tech sector up. Why? Because they all work together. There's a fundamental reason why tech stocks all go up together.
Yeah.
There's fundamental reasons why they all go down together as well. So in crypto, everything's kind of interrelated, yet there's not a lot of partnerships that should drag along. There's not a lot of fundamental reasons why a crypto, just because one crypto pumps it, they should all pump. But it just seems to be very well coordinated whenever there is a big pump, which is interesting, and we've seen that like countless times.
I mentioned it last week when we were having a beer. The fact that you could basically overlay the Ethereum chart and the Bitcoin chart, and it was the same chart.
Yeah.
And so there's all the Ethereum guys saying, oh, it's because of X, Y, and Z, and all the Bitcoin guys over here saying, oh, it's because of A, B, and C. And actually, I don't know.
What's curious is that it's pretty much coordinated across all exchanges.
Yeah.
Which the traditional markets doesn't really, there's fewer exchanges, but it just doesn't happen that quick. It just seems like it's boom, and then it just starts to go. But who knows? I mean, let's why is it going up? I think the tax season had something to do with it. I think that was a relevant comment that I saw. I think a lot of people did exit crypto to cover tax gains, because even with Bitcoin at 6,500, it's still a massive gain from where it was this time last year.
Yeah.
So if you do have if you're American and you have the tax day looming, you have to liquidate some stuff just so you can pay your bills. It's normal.
Yeah.
That is not the case worldwide, though, because the tax year ends at different days all around the world. So it's literally just America.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that had such an effect. Probably had a little bit of an effect, because if something starts to dump in America, it tends to kind of follow on in Asia, and then Europe then the next day kind of picks up on that and then dumps, and it kind of becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy of dumping, and it just takes one to start buying. So anyway, I think that the dumping is done for now, and I think that we might start to see a healthy recovery, which this is a healthy recovery, because it's actually taken quite a while for it to start to level out and recover. We have some questions from our users today.
Let's stop talking about crypto and start talking about Ignite.
Yeah. So on the tax point, Muchacho had a very nice question.
He did. So off the back, I believe Muchacho is most concerned with the recent Polish tax rulings, or I don't know if it's draft, I don't know if it's a ruling, or whether it's actually in force already, which we won't discuss here, but if anyone's interested in how different governments around the world are treating cryptocurrencies for purposes of taxation, I actually did read into that, the Polish approach slightly. It is, on the face of it, a little bit aggressive,
a little bit complicated,
but yeah, it's worth looking at. So Muchacho's question was, as taxes have been a really hot topic recently, I want to ask how that works how that works for the index. Are you obligated to tax any gains on the index and distribute rewards after, or do you distribute rewards immediately and each user be responsible for their own taxes? That's a very simple answer to this question.
Do users have to be responsible for their own taxes? So we are not tax advisors, and we are not going to pretend to be, because we don't want to be. So talk to your tax advisor, explain to them your situation. It could be treated possibly as income, or it could be possibly treated as a crypto trade. We can't get into specifics on that. As far as the index is concerned, we are in a tax-free jurisdiction at the moment. Things change very, very quick in the world of crypto, but at the moment we're in a tax-free jurisdiction.
Yeah. So ultimately, any rewards you can expect to receive from the index will be paid to you, most likely either in Ethereum Bitcoin, or you'll have the option to take your rewards in Ignite, should you wish to do so, or perhaps Ignite X, depending on where the balance lies at the time. And that's it. You know, those will be paid gross, if you like to use the word gross, and then it's up to each individual user to take it from there.
Exactly. We have another question from Nicholas, and he says, "Hi guys, I'm trying to distinguish you from other crypto trading platforms.
Ooh,
what's the difference?" Well,
we've got a lot of this during the early days of the crowd sale. I've not heard this question for a while.
But this is a really easy question because we're not a crypto trading platform.
No, true.
So you can't actually make your own personal trades on Ignite. So it's more of a tool for your trading. But I think where the confusion might come in is with products like Syndicator, for example, where people go, "Oh, it's a similar type of thing. They're taking group, sentiment and using it to make trades." Ignite is very, very different from that type of platform because it's incredibly binary. Most of the platforms out there,
the other platforms,
our competitors, if you want to call them that, they operate on a crowd sentiment, but it's more like, do you think this will go up? Yes. Do you think this will go down? It's like A or B. That is not the way Ignite works, like at all. No. that feature is not even in the platform. It's a detailed response to a specific ratings methodology. So on a number of categories, we assess the likelihood of a project's success.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, on all the things that really matter. And
based on a broad spectrum of users who are effectively polled for their opinion.
Well, they're polled for their opinion, and they are required to not just say, "Hey, I give this 5 stars or 3 stars." They're actually required to give us content. Yeah. Which then the rest of our community looks at and decides how relevant it is. And if it's not relevant, it gets discarded. If it is relevant, it forms part of the underlying rating.
Yeah.
Once that rating's been established, then we can go ahead and use that to determine whether or not a asset or project should be traded, which is far more comprehensive than, will this go up, yes or no?
Yeah,
that's really not giving you anything. That's like picking some dice and throwing it on the table, and that's not a real ratings assessment.
No, it's a sentiment product.
Yeah,
those kind of products, they're sentiment-based products. There's a place for them in the market. Absolutely, there is. But we like to hold ourselves out as something a bit different from that.
Okay. Well, if you have more, if you need more information on exactly how that works, I think the best thing for people to do is really take a look at the white paper.
Dive into the white paper,
or ask us a more specific question. I mean, we're happy to answer those things, and hopefully it becomes really evident when the platform is live.
This is the thing. So when we in a few weeks' time we will be rolling out, and I would stress this again, as I have done a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. It is very much a pre-alpha MVP, or we're calling it a beta actually, but it's a beta MVP rather than a full-featured beta. The most important thing, Chris and I've said it time and again, is to make the platform such that we can start deploying capital. So we're focusing on those core features first, but you will start to see how it's all coming together. You will start to see how your reputation is influencing the ratings process. You will start to see the actions that the index, take on the back of that.
Yeah.
It has the ratings engine. Making more sense.
I mean, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
this release has the ratings engine built in, is ready to go.
Yeah.
It might not have all the bells and whistles and stuff, but the engine is there. The core element of this whole project is now integrated into what we're releasing. So everything else is just like an add-on, nice to have, and should make your life a little easier when you're assessing these opportunities. And that kind of wraps it up, really, I think, today.
Yeah, I think we've taken enough of people's time before the weekend.
Yeah, we're trying to make these a little bit shorter because we noticed they're getting to be 30 plus minutes. So maybe even our beer with Ignite was like a 20-minute beer.
That's because we were having a beer. So I said that was going to happen.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us again.
Have a good weekend.
Keep asking us your questions in Telegram. Send us an email. Florin, do the things with the emails and telegrams and YouTube subscribe button probably over here somewhere.
Share this video. We want to get more people. More people
like the
at these
video.
things.
Share the video. We are going to start introducing more topics other than just answering your questions about the platform, but please keep those questions coming in about the platform, about the project, because we think it really helps inform our users to address you guys in this way. But yeah, other than that, enjoy your weekend, and we'll speak to you next week.